Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Have you watched the #1 TV show on the Netflix streaming in 94 countries, the Squid Game? Though the story is a bit cliche, similar to Hunger Game, this TV show makes the story so real. You will feel nervous when those actors are doing dangerous things. You will feel sad as you heard about their unfortunate lives. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. In addition, the scene setting and the costumes are so well designed. So for November, I decided to have a colorful Squid Game theme for my bullet journal. Let's get started. Squid Game consists of 3 symbols: circle, triangle, and square. It also has its own special font that I think is very cool. So I tried to make all the alphabets and the numbers from this font. The symbols and the November look too simple. So I added a cute little guy who executes the game and manages the people who are circles and triangles. Forgive me that I say it is cute because his job is killing people, but I really think it turns really good. I like the cute little guy. This month, I add 2 pages of monthly calendar. I don't usually have monthly calendar in my bullet journal because I use digital calendar for my appointments and events, and sometimes as parking lot for some to-dos where I can move easily if I don't finish them yet. So it's not necessary for me to have another monthly calendar in my bullet journal. Also, it takes quite some time to draw the calendar. I think bullet journal should be a functional planner. Though I decorate my bullet journal, but I don't like to take too much time to do it. Because if I do, then I'm missing the purpose of bullet journal. That should be planning, not drawing. But this month is a bit different. I still haven't decided which planner I should use for 2022. Either a hobonichi cousin or still stick to a hobonichi plan notebook like this one. So you could see that this month I tried to mimic the sections that a hobonichi cousin have. For example, monthly calendar and weekly spreads. Hopefully by using it, it could help me to decide which planner to use. Have you choose your 2020 planner yet? If you have, feel free to share what your planner is to give me some ideas. Back to the bullet journal design. Since Squid Game is a killing game that I somehow don't like the killing part in the show, it's too brutal. I don't want to be reminded of those killing scenes when I'm using my bullet journal. But I want to emphasize the game part, so the color scheme for this month are chosen from the second game in Squid Game, the Dalgona, where they have triangle, circle, star, and umbrella shapes. Those colors are red, green, yellow, and blue. I drew them in this sequence and it turned out really colorful. For the numbers of each day, I still use the circle, triangle, and square cycle for each day. You will see a lot of this pattern later as well. Also, when you draw the box for each day, no need to care about whether the lines are straight. I know for some people they really like to use ruler for their bullet journal. They think it looks neat, but I don't usually use ruler. I like the hand-drawing lines where sometimes there's some imperfection. This gives a lot of characters to my bullet journal. And also, since I want to emphasize the game part for Squid Game, and those games are our childhood games. Those hand-drawing wavy lines may look like drawings by a child, more childlike. For the November, the NOV, I slightly moved the position of O and V so it wouldn't look so plain. It turns out really good, not childish, but looks like something well designed. And of course, the Squid Game font has some color inside of its character. Then it comes to monthly to-dos and memories. Each month, I have this one-page to-dos and memories. Basically, the upper part would be a master list for the things I need to accomplish from all aspects of my life, and I draw some highlights in the bottom part as memory keeping. Usually the next 2 pages are for brain dump, but I don't want to separate them, and then I have to flip the page to see my monthly brain dump. So I move them to the next whole 2 pages. And I draw some decorations here. Here there are circle, triangle, star, and umbrellas again. Also, I draw clouds to match the scene. They have that on the wall in the Dalgona game. I haven't thought of how I'm using this page yet. Maybe for book notes or future planning, or I might use it for my financial planning. I'm recently taking a lot of courses and reading a lot of books to understand how to invest and how to invest in stocks. I might use this page for some thoughts. Then here we are, the brain dump pages. I really like to add 2 pages for monthly brain dump. Here I could write some random thoughts, research notes, quotes, or draw some designs that I found inspiring when I see it online. For example, for October brain dump, I draw each representative pages of hobonichi cousin and write down how I could use it as a help guide for making 2022 planner decision. These 2 pages are really helpful. I recommend you to have them in your bullet journal too. Starting from this page, including my weekly spreads, the designs are from the 6 games they play in Squid Game. I found their illustrations online and add them into my pages. This one is the game called Marbles. I really like their illustration of the games. Isn't that so vivid? Here comes my weekly spreads. The same as my monthly calendar, I don't usually have weekly spreads. Most of the time, it went straight to daily spread after the brain dump. But again, I want to have some experience on how I could use hobonichi cousin, so I design weekly spreads. Here, I will record how my day is spent every day. If you have watched my previous video, my daily spreads always have a part of time spending record. I want to record how I used the day so I could review it later and use it for review to see if I use my time wisely. Last month, I realized that this kind of review is better put together either for a week or for a month, because if I put them in my daily spread, I wasn't reviewing them at all. They are too scattered. So I decided to put them in weekly spreads, and maybe a hobonichi cousin weekly calendar could serve me well. So there you go, the weekly spreads. And the scene that I draw is the red light, green light game. This is the first game they play, and without knowing what Squid Game is talking about, you will be so shocked after the game starts when you watch it. I'm one of them. Here is the second game, Honeycomb. It's the famous Dalgona coming from. You could see that I try to keep the color palette simple for my weekly spread. So previous page is only green and black. But for Honeycomb, it can't be simple anymore. The scene setting itself is very colorful and vivid in the show. So again, Each symbol has a different color, and later you will see the numbers for each hour is matching these colors too. This is my favorite illustration among the 6 games. Which one is your favorite so far? Here comes to the 3rd week of the month, Tug of War, and the colors I choose are yellow and black. I switch the position of these colors. Previous weeks, I have the bar which highlight each day as black, and those little guys are somehow in colors. To enhance the variation of the design, I make the little human black, and the date plus the rest are in yellow. This highlights the stage of this game and also the rope, the exclamation mark, which turns out really good. The 4th week is the game called Glass Stepping Stones. This is the last game I draw in the weekly. Are you able to pick your favorite design now? I use blue to represent glasses. All the people who are standing still are colored in black. The person who is in motion is colored in blue too. This way it highlights the motion of this person. There are only 2 days left in November, and I have drawn all games. On the last page of my weekly spread, I draw the coffin that they use in the game. It's a coffin wrapped like a gift box with pink bow. Such ironic, right? Each person's death is another person's reward. If this person is still remain in the game, 1 death for 100 million South Korean dollar. To color the coffin, I also use gray instead of black, so the color scheme won't be too depressing. I also try to not coloring imperfection, leaving some white space here and there. This can give a look like the wooden pattern on the coffin. There you have it. My Squid Game bullet journal for November. Hope you enjoy the chatting and the design. Let me know which illustration is your favorite or which game is your childhood favorite by leaving a comment below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.